So good to see you back here. Welcome back to my Crafter's Companion YouTube channel, where I thought what we're going to do is we're going to delve in to our, well, what will be brand new if you are watching it around the time that I upload this video, and that is our template library. It's expansion pack 6 and it's all about the colour red. Now when it comes to this one, I thought when I was doing the education for it, there's quite a few of them, like always, that I thought are really, really nice, really, really lovely. So I thought, I know, let's do a tutorial video with one of them. And there was one that was just for me. It was just crying out to say baby, new baby. And it's to do with the blocks. And I thought what we'll do is we'll bring in our template library expansion pack 6 colour red, and we're also going to bring in a brand new floral alphabet dies. I thought they're going to work really, really well, because I thought what we'll maybe do, or what we'll probably will do, is do like the ABC on the blocks. Now if you've seen, of course, the expansion pack 6 and I'm saying blocks, you maybe think that you know what one that I'm going to be doing, and if you're thinking that one, you're absolutely right. But we're going to crack on with that one just in a moment. But as I said, it's so lovely to have you here watching here on my Crafter's Companion YouTube channel. For those of you that have already subscribed, thank you so much. For those of you that have already hit that bell notification, which that just means if you hit that bell notification on my Craiglairdcc Crafter's Companion YouTube channel, what that then means is whenever I upload a tutorial video, you'll get an alert to say that there's one ready for you to start watching. And then once you've watched them, if you can give me the thumbs up, I really, really appreciate it, like many of you do already. Really does mean the absolute world. So shall we delve into the world of the template library? Let's do that. Let's go in, and as I say, we're going to go in with the templates, this one being red. Now for this, we've got our templates, but then what we've also got, of course, is the actual recipe cards. So these are the two that we're going to need. What we'll probably do as well at the end to decorate, we'll go in with our floral alphabet dies. But what we're going to start to do, or what we'll probably start to incorporate, is our baby pink Centura Pearl. We will probably incorporate our black. So I thought let's go with the actual Centura Pearl black for a bit of a change. And we'll probably use our baby pink, that one being our shedless glitter card. Now that's what I'm intending on using. I might change it, I might mix it, and I might swap things about. But as it stands at the moment, that's what we're going to be using. Now for the actual base of the project that we're going to be doing, instead of using a white multi-purpose, I'm going to go in with this pink gingham cardstock that I've got. Now this pink gingham cardstock, which is a mouthful, is from Sticks 2. You know that I love their pattern cardstock, their gingham cardstock. And with that one, it is about 300 GSM. So therefore, I am going to use it because it's going to be good for the construction of what we're going to be making. Now what we're going to be making, well, we are going to be going in and we're going to go down with our, if we find it, we're going to go down to our triple pop-up cube card. Now, you may have seen Miss Robinson do this as a craft along or within previous Crafter's Companion shows. So I'm going to show you the project from the template library. Now with this one, let's see if we can get a little bit close. There we go. We've got our triple pop-up cube card. For that, we have got it page number 9. Page number 9, which then means we're going to use that same template from the template, being number 9. Now I'm going to set that in front of me. Now, you know, be no surprise, I don't actually need to follow those because I know them off the top of my head, but I'm going to set them in front of me anyway, just in case I need them. But that was page 9, template 9. So let's dive in. And we're going to do the same. We're going to look for number 9 and then we're going to go straight into that one. So there we go. We've got our triple pop-up cube card. So move all of that out of the way and then we can get started. So let me bring in my cardstock to start with. Now with the actual base, what we're going to need, the base of it, we're going to need 2 of these. So let's line that one up. Now when you watch me with the tutorials and past tutorials, you can go right to the edge of your cardstock, and then that eliminates 2 sections that you don't have to draw around. But for me, I do prefer just to draw around the whole entire lot and then cut it out. So I'm going to go close to that edge, but then I'm going to go as close as I can, and then we're going to draw around. Now, I always just like to hold with my hand and then draw around. If you do want to use your low tack tape or your sprays or anything like that, then of course you can do. But let's follow all the way along, and then we're going to follow all the way down. So if I come all the way down to where I was, I need to also go in with my score line and then also into my glue tab score line. So there is my first one. Now we do need 2 of those, so I'm going to come in with my neck. Will that fit? No, so we will need my other one. So let's come in with my second one, and then we're going to do the same. I'm just wondering if I'm going to have enough cardstock. I've got an abundance of Sticks 2's blue and yellow and green and red, but have I got enough of the pink? Let's have a look and see. I don't think I do, so I'm hoping I've got a few offcuts that are going to be right. So before I go any further, let's have a look. Let's just make sure. So that's 1, and that's going to fit. And then I need 4 of these ones down here. So will that go that way? Right, so great thinking, but we're not going to have enough. So let's go from, tell you what, I know what we can do. Let's do unisex. So it's still Sticks 2's gingham cardstock. Sticks 2, if get that back into there. Sticks 2, Ruth, if you're watching this, I'll be in touch for some more pink gingham cardstock. So what we're going to do this time is, I'm still going to follow the same process that I've got within my mind here, but instead of it doing a pink for a girl, let's do it yellow toned. So therefore it could be for either sex, whether it's a boy or for a girl. If you want to do a girl, do the pinks. If you want to do a boy, do the blues, of course. If you're unsure, if you're going to be given this as some kind of keepsake gift, if you're going to personalise it, but you're not sure what, well, if you're going to personalise it, you'll know the sex of the baby by that point. But if you want to make it and you don't know the sex of the baby, but you want to make something, then go with the yellows. Yellows and ivories are always really good for unisex. That being said, I need to, still going to probably use the black, but let's go in with my boxes of Centura Pearls. So let's look for yellow. It's probably canary that I'm going to need. So let's, typical, it would be still in the third box that I've got down here. So let's bring out, so I keep all my A4 glitter card, and I keep them all in the pack. You know by now, stamps, dies, folders, I keep in their original pack. And that goes for my cardstock as well. And then it's the same for my Centura Pearl. I've got all of it within these A4 storage. So, Centura Pearl, let's go for, there we go, let's go for the canary. Lovely bright yellow. I'm going to take out, in case it's maybe a little bit too bright, I'm going to take out the pale gold as well, just in case. I can put back the baby pink, because I ain't going to need that. And then when it comes to the shedless glitter, instead of baby pink, So solar gold. Ivory might be a good one to work with the yellow tones. So let's take that one, put baby pink back, and then there we go. So let's move these out the way here, and I'll knock everything over while I'm doing it. And then, remember what I say about all these tutorials being done in real time, unedited. There you go. There you go. You're getting it. Real time. So, starting again. This time, still sticks to's gingham cardstock, but we're going to do it with the yellow tones. So let's go in and start to draw around. So I think actually this time, let's go right to the edge. Let's save myself just a little bit of time when it comes to cutting. So I'm just going to go mute for a second. I'll explain why. So I just put you on mute there because I just thought my certain device was a little bit loud. So I just asked her to turn down the volume a bit. But if I ask her, well, you can hear me, then I'll set all of your devices off. That has that certain one that starts with an A. So I don't want to do that. So there's our card base. There's our first one. Let's bring in our next one. And let's go right up to the edge just here. I'm going to line up. And then we're going to work our way all the way along. So if we work our way down. So because I've gone right to the top and the left hand side of my cardstock, it means I'm eliminating those points of cutting. So there's our two. So we've got our two bases here. So let's take my scissors and I'm just going to roughly cut just before that line, and then I'll come and fine cut that just in a moment. And then for the actual cubes, I need 4 of them. So let's go up to our straight edge and let's do 1 of 4. Make sure that's lined up. Try not to get my head in the way, although it will go in the way for a second. Ignore any grey hairs that are coming through. Ignore the fact my hair is sticking up, because today, as well as doing this one, I am chilling and relaxing. Let's just realign that. So if it moves, you can just realign it. Back in with our glue tab. Down and down. So there's 1. And then we need to go in with our second one. Go in with our second one. Again, work our way. So the cubes here, although we will only have 2 cubes, but to create each cube, we need 4 of these sections, 2 per cube. So there's our second one. And then we just need, let's just come to here, 2 more. So up to the edge. And then follow all the way around. Now, I'm using my pencil. The education videos I go between pencil and I also go between our heat erasable pens. So let's hold that in. And the only reason I've gone to the opposite side of the card because it's a straight edge. So I've just flipped to the other edge. And this will fold down into 6 by 6. Now it is chunky when you fold it down, so therefore do an envelope box or of course a little box. But then there we go. We've got our panels now. Let me just roughly cut. So I'm not cutting right on the line, I'm just roughly cutting. Like so. What I will do, I know this isn't our cardstock, but I will pop a link to Stix2's gingham cardstock in the description, because it does work well with our Crafter's Companion products. And I know in some of our paper pads we do have sort of gingham style, but the roundabout things such as a 180 GSM, which isn't going to be good for construction, and I really want to go for that gingham feel, hence why I'm using Stix2's gingham card, plus the fact I love it. So right, this I'm going to come in, your scissors, your guillotine, whatever you want. But let's come in with our V-blade paper trimmer, and we're just going to work our way, and I'm just going to cut along my pencil lines. So let's take all these little bits out, and then when it comes to our little angle, I'm just going to snip them myself. So there's one. We can come in with our second one, and because I've gone flush up against that top edge, that means I can be quite confident in knowing that if I go flush along the top, then I'm going to get a straight cut on my pencil line. Let's cut and chop. So that's our two panels. We'll take our eraser just shortly and rub it out. And then I'm going to go in and cut. I'm going to do that for all of these. Now I'm going to keep these little rectangles, because what I might do when it comes to decorating, I might bring in some of my Gemini mini dies. I might not. As I say, I've got an idea. I'm going to keep it and decorate it quite simple. So I might bring in some of the dies. I might just leave it with our alphabets. What I have done, I've noticed I've missed a pencil line. Now I can either go back and draw it in, or what I can do is I can just leave it, because I know where I come to that angle, that little angle just underneath my nail here. So I'm going to go back in here. So this angle here, when it comes to that little point there, and excuse my nails because they need cut, that point there and that point there, I know that's going to be the score line. So I'm not overly concerned about going back and adding in my pencil line. I'm going to twist that around, and then see, I forgot my score line or my pencil line again, but I'm not bothered, because as long as I cut right onto my two pencil lines here, I know that point to point is going to be my score line. Let's take that out the way, and let's cut our final one. Twist, take a little bit out, and then we've got these little bits. Take that one out, and then I'm just going to, let me zoom out a wee bit more, because that's, you don't need to be that close now. We're going to cut, and then we're going to cut. So that in total, that is now all 6 components being drawn around and being cut. So we just need to score now. Before we do that, I'm going to take my eraser and I'm going to lightly rub out the lines to start with, because if I don't, and I go in with my embossing tool to create the embossed line, what could happen is I can then create a pencil lead indentation, which makes it a little bit harder to rub out. So therefore, I'm just going to go in lightly. Now, you might not be able to see the pencil lines above, but I can just see them and no more. So let's go along, rub these out. And of course, if you're using the heat erasable pens, just give it a light waft with your heat gun, and that's going to take them away. So let's take all of that, and I'm going to use my scoreboard. So in the tutorial videos, I just go direct with a ruler, a scoring tool, and then I come along and score and do it that way. But at home, when I've got time, I come along and I use my scoreboard. So I'm just going to follow my score lines that I still see there, and we're going to score. So that's my 2 large back in. So we're going to score and then score. So I'm going to come along and line up my pencil line that I can just see, and as it is, if I line up that main pencil line, that next glue tab, that automatically aligns in a correct position. So let's go into there, and then let's add that. Is that it's a little bit, let me just neaten that edge there. Go in and score and score, and then let's go in with our last one here and score once again. That's all the main scores done. I'm going to come back with my eraser and just take any residual pencil line, take all that away, like so. And then before this is actually one of those although it's, you know, a concept connect, it's a pop-up box or a triple pop-up box. It's the sort of thing that would usually say that you're going to decorate it first and then assemble, and there will be an element of that, but before I decorate it, or before I assemble it right now, what we're going to do is we're going to bring in the template again, and then we're going to have a look at the mats and layers. So because with the templates you've got all the mats and layers, but with the tutorial videos here on my Crafter's Companion YouTube channel, I'm going to add a few other mats and layers. We're just going to expand on the layers that we've already got from the template. So if I bring in my main panel here just for a section or two, or time or two, I'm then going to come along with, let's do now, do I want another pattern paper for that main mat and layer on the front, or do I still use the yellow gingham, but we're going to be separating it with one of the yellows or the blacks or the golds? Let's go. I wonder. Yeah, let's go for that at the moment. We're going to go pattern on pattern. And bear with, I might change it. So we're following that inner mat and layer now. So let's work our way round. So we'll continue all the way round with the mats and the layers. Actually, I wonder, I know what we could do, he says, as he still draws around it. Plaid. I look for my plaid pads. Let's bring in the plaid pads and see I've probably used all let's go, there we go, that one, I think, and I've still got bits there, right, so, move that out of the way, I'll rub that out just shortly, I'm going to come along, and let's draw around the mats and layers again. Onto the plaid pad. This time I'm going to draw around the whole matting layer. I'm not going to go right to the edge. I'm going to draw around that whole lot. And then we will separate it with probably black. Because the black works a treat with everything. And I'm determined to show how you don't need to be scared of black, even when it comes to like a new baby card. So that's 2 for one of them, and we need another 2 as well. So we're going to work our way in. I might decorate the inside as well, but with simple layers. I'll see. So let's work our way around. So instead of drawing the mats and layers for the cubes just now, what we'll do is the base for this. Let's get ourselves happy with the base. And then when I'm happy with that, we can continue with the rest of them. Because I might still change my mind now. I think that is the way that this is going to go. So bring in, I'm going to use my paper trimmer once again. So let's line up. And work our way around. So let's do that one, and let's do the second one. Let's bring in this one. And these mats and layers have been done to the template. So you see me just draw around them, and then we're cutting these out. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to double check the size of them, and then we'll bring in some card to create our further thin matting layer. So let's twist that around, and then there is that one. So there's our 2 sections now that will go into position just here. So we're going to go and we're going to create additional matting layer. So let's come in with let's do black. Let's go black, or let's try our yellow first. Let's try it. And because I just want a real thin matting layer, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my guillotine. So that is 2 1/4. No, it's not, 2 1/2 by 5.5. 2.5 by 5.5. Let's go 5 3/4 by 2 3/4. I'll probably trim it ever so slightly. Yep, I will do. I'm going to trim like so. So I've got a real thin mat layer. I'm going to trim just a slither once again. Yeah. So far, I'm going to be happy with that. Do I want a black one as well? A thin black? I'm just going to neaten that. Let's repeat that step. So I need another bit of yellow because I've not got enough there. So this is our canary. So what was that? That was just under 2 3/4. So just under 2 3/4. And it was 2.5. So let's make sure. Get your right measurement, Craig. Just under 2 3/4. And what did I say that was? 5 3/4. That's fine. Let me just give that a little slither. So I've got a very fine yellow matten layer. About that one. That one is probably just a little bit bigger than the other black. So flies eyelash, as Leanne would say. Perfect. There's that. And then there's that. And then let's try some black. And once again, with the black, we're going to give ourselves a really, really thin matten layer to the yellow, the canary yellow. So the length is 5 3/4. So let's do just over 5 3/4. And let's do that to 2 3/4. See what it's like, and then do a little bit of trimming if needed. Oh, actually, I might be bang on there. Oh yeah, yep, liking that. So let's repeat that one again. Just over 5 3/4 by 2 3/4. Let me just check. Yep, that's that one. And then that's that one. Yep, there we go. So happy enough with that. So I need to do that another twice now. Let's bring back in my other two here. And while I've got my guillotine out, I'm just going to use my guillotine. So once you know that you've got one edge completely straight, then you know that the other three will be as well. Let's just go up to the top, just there, cut. And then make sure that we've got one edge. Cut. Just make sure we're trimming right onto our pencil line. So that's our next two. So let's bring back in one of these canary yellows again, just so that we can, so it's just under 2 3/4. Just under 2 3/4. Just under 2 3/4. And then it was 5 3/4. 5 3/4. And then 5 3/4. Let's make sure we're all good there. Yep. And yep, that's fine. So that's them. Let's go in with our black again. I'm going to go in with a bigger piece because let's cut to the length. 5 3/4. That's me got it to the length that I need, and that's 2 3/4, 2 3/4, and 2 3/4. Put that back there, and then let's just make sure that's a perfect matting layer. Yep. And then make sure that one is. Yep. Awesome. That's fine. So that's our mats and layers done now for the actual base of them. So let's, now that I'm happy with that, what I'm then going to do, and I've just had a funny feeling actually on one of them it won't need to be that full length because the cubes are going to attach to the bottom. Well, at least I've got them the way that I need for now. So therefore, let's just move them out the way and we'll carry on with the cubes here. So with the cubes, I'm going to need, so one will be stuck to the actual base. So I'm going to do 1, 2, and then I'll do the base that it's sitting on as well. So we're still going to do 3. So let's bring in our pattern paper. I'm going to use some of this up. So the mats and layers, we're going to draw around. Here's my pencil. So that's 3. I'm going to do 3 per cube. So that's 6 in total that I'm going to need. 1, 2, and 3, 4. That's that one. And then that one. I'm not going to do any inking or distressing or anything like that to these edges. You can, of course, if you want to. So that's 4. We'll get 1 in there and then 1 on that little bit. So let's cut our way round. Oh, moved out of place, so let's just position it back in. 5 and 6. And I'm going to do the same mats and layers. So I'm going to do canary yellow and then black, both being Centura Pearl. Let's move that out the way. And let's bring in our guillotine again. So if I come in with my guillotine, just make sure that's aligned, which it has done, or is, should I say. Trim right up to the edge. Twist. And these squares are 2.5 by 2.5. So if you're wanting to do these and you're wanting to batch make, then you could always just cut them to 2.5 by 2.5 straight from your guillotine. turn, twist, turn, just following my pencil lines. And then you could start to bring in things. Now there's an idea. Your nesting dies, if you've got the layout collection, be a good one to use. Nesting dies that you've got from the layout collection, or of course your dies from the original template library. So that's that, that's that. So let's twist, turn, twist, turn. So as long as you follow those pencil lines, you'll get to 2.5 inches by 2.5 inches each time. So a line, cut, a line, cut. And if you are relatively new, or if you are new to my Crafter's Companion YouTube channel, I know I touched upon it at the start with the cardstock, but I don't edit any of the videos. So what I do, what I say, is exactly what you hear and see. So instead of me fast forwarding to ones that I've already cut, I don't do that. You just see me do them all in real time. At least then, if you do want to, for those that do like to see it all in real time, you've got that option. But then if you don't want to see it in real time, you can always just come along and fast forward all these bits. So let's take these bits. So those squares were 2.5 by 2.5. So these are all, wait, you see, these are all going to be about 2.5. Oh, there we go. I could use that one. So I'm going to go just over about 3 mil. Yeah, 3 mil over 2.5 by 2.5. Or maybe I'm going to have to go a little bit more. If I do, let's do 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. And then the only thing I need to make sure is it's still going to fit. Yeah, because I need to make room for that little bit of black, of course. Let me just, how much room have I got? I'm just checking how much room with the black that I'm going to have. Right. So for the yellow, I'm just going to come 1 millimetre before 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. Yeah, that's fine. More of the canary. See how much of my bits that I can use. Just want to make sure that that's straight. So 1 mil before 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. It's fine. So let's start to do my pile. A millimetre before. And a millimetre before. What is that one? Nope. That's the one now. Once again, millimetre before. What's that? So that's 4 that I've done. So I need 2 more. And 1 more. Fine. Then let's go back to the black. Let's bring in some black. And this one I'm going to do, let's try 1 millimetre over 2 3/4. So I think that'll be fine. Yep, perfect. So for the black, we're going to go 1 millimetre over 2 3/4. Let me just make sure that that's straight. 1mm over 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. So let's line that up and twist. And twist. And then I need 2 more for now. Let's see if we've got what we've got within the bag. Here we go, that should be fine. So I just want to make sure that that's straight. So 1mm over 2 3/4 millimetre and 1mm. So let's just hope that we're fine. Yeah. 1 2 3 4 5 6. 1 2 3 4 5 6, and then I've got my 6 of them here. Right. So these bits could be used at some point. So I've got all of my sections now. Now what I am going to do actually is, no, I'm going to keep going. I'm not going to confuse you by what I was away to say there. I'll confuse you just shortly. Right. So I've got all these bits. So let's start to do our mats and layers with these. So I'm going to use my tacky glue. I've not used it for a few days, so wait, you see it'll. Yep, let's get my little pen, wherever it is. Oh, it's all going well, isn't it? It's all going well. I've got my, I say a pen, this is just the really, really, really fine wire that we use for our flower forming stamens. Just deblock that. And then I'm going to add that around. So we're going to go pattern onto our canary yellow, like so. And then we're going to go that onto our black. And pop that into position just here. So we've got our layer. So that's our first one done. Set that out the way. And then we're just going to continue with all these other ones. Now, yeah, I'm using my 6-2's tacky glue, wet glue. You want to use your tape runner or that, you can do. So let's just align that up. Edge to edge. Oh, not that one. Done yet. Yellow. Let's do black. Press that in. And then work our way in. Hold that in. Like so. And then we're going to come in with our next one. Add that. Move it into place. Another one done. So we're just going to keep going all the way around. So it's quite, at this point anyway, should you choose to do all these additional mats and layers, it is repetitive. So you can get yourself into a little mind psyche by just making and cutting and creating all these layers. Or you can then just use the one mat and layer that you've got on the template. Now this one, the black card is just a little bit too much of an angle here. I've got a little bit of an excess, so I don't forget that one. I'm just going to set it to the side, and then once that glue's gone off, I'm just going to trim my guillotine. Let's bring that in. Glue around the edge. Pop that into place. And then our final square for this one. Again, that one's just a little bit of an angle there, so I'm just going to put that to the side as well. And come back. Bring in the yellow. Layer on. And then we can go into our last one. So if I pop that into there, like so, and press, set that there. Now let's do these panels. Now we're going to do these as they are, and then the other one I am going to change, and instead of being a long rectangle, I'm just going to do another 2 of these, and many you'll probably understand why. If not, I will explain as we're making the project. Actually, if I bring in the recipe card to show you. So, we'll have, if you notice, as it stands at the moment, we're going to have that panel coming all the way down. However, this block here is going to cover the bottom half. So I actually don't need the panel to be the full length. All that I need is a square to go on the top, the square to go onto the left-hand side. Now, the 2 panels that I will have will pop onto the other side here. But for the top ones here, I don't need 2 full panels. I just need 2 squares. So that's why I'm going to adapt it, or not adapt it, I'm going to change it. Because I didn't need 4 rectangles. I just needed 4 rectangles and then 2 squares. And the squares are just going to be exactly the same size as those ones. So let's bring that in. Move that into place here. I'm going to press and hold that. I've just got a little bit of an excess, so set that to the side. And we're going to trim. Any little excess I'll always trim after I've assembled the layers. So it's easier on the eye visually to align. And for something like this, although I would be inclined to still use my double-sided tape, with your tacky glue, you're going to have that flexibility. And you've got that movability. So let's go into there. Same with that one. So there's about a mil, but there's about 2 mils on this side. So press that in and trim that. So let's bring in these 2 here that I need to trim first. So let's just turn that, bring that in. So tiny little bit more, like so. And then that one was, wasn't it? Like so, tiny wee bit more. There we go. Let's bring in that panel. That'll have gone off enough by now. A wee bit more. Little and often, there we go. And then just a smidge within that one. I need to keep that base straight. Let's move that one up. There we go. And that's that one. So now that's all those ones done and those ones done. If I remember, so those little squares, what did I say they were? 2.5, didn't I? So I'm just going to essentially do the same there. 2.5 by 2.5. Let's go in with that one, and I said a mil, didn't I? A mil before 2 3/4. A millimetre before 2 3/4. Yep, I just need to neaten that. And then once again, a mil before 2 3/4. Perfect. And then that's not quite a millimetre over, so let's get another bit of black card. Let's get this bit in. Let's take... Nope. Let's just bring in a full sheet. I said a millimetre over, so a millimetre over 2 3/4 turn, millimetre over, millimetre over. So let's see if that works. I just need to trim that ever so slightly. Two. Trim. That one. And that one. Just here. Like that. So that's my additional 2 squares. So I don't need that rectangle. Just move that out the way. Move that out the way. We can then build these squares, and then we can start to build our project. I'm going to add that onto there, like so. Continue all the way round into that one too, and press. And then into the last square for now. Add that on. And then add that on. Move that in. And then there is our final one. So that is for our back block, and then that is for our cubes. But then what I do want to do as well, and we're just going to do this very, very, very simply, is I want to have something on the inside, because you're going to see the white on the inside. So we're not going to do all those mats and layers. All that I'm going to do is I'm going to check what's going to be the size of that panel. So that's 3 by 6, so it's 3 inch by 6 inch. So I'm going to go in with, let's do the plaid. Let's bring in that plaid, and then let's cut that to, let's get that so it's nice and straight. So 3 by 6 I said, so let's do 5 3/4 by 2 3/4, and then that will fit on the inside just there. No mats and layers, no nothing, just a nice pattern on the inside. We'll do that again, 2 3/4. So there's that one. And then the inside of our cube is 3 by 3. So let's do 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. 2 3/4. So in total I would need 4, wouldn't I? So 4, yeah, 1 2 1 2 3. So 4 per cube. So I'll need 8 in total. I'm just going to make sure that's nice and straight. That's that one. And then there's that one. Right, have I got another one of that colour, or am I going to have to open up another pad? Wait, you see, I'm going to have to open up another pad, haven't I? You can tell that when it comes to the plaid, I use that yellow a lot. Right, let's get... Have I even got another one? I don't think I do. Do I? Surely. Maybe not. Right. Plan B. Let's use another yellow plaid from inside. So we're going to have to cut them again. So let's change the colour. In actual fact, it would be quite nice having a different tone on the inside. Let's do that one. Yeah, let's do that one. I'm just going to have to cut these ones again. So what did I say those two strips were? So 2 3/4 by 5 3/4. So let's do 2 3/4 by 5 3/4 and 5 3/4. So there's our two inner strips. And then our squares were 2 3/4, weren't they? Yeah, 2 3/4 by 2 3/4, and I need 8 of them. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So there's that 4. And then final 4, 2 3/4. Right, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Right, I think that is us now all good to go. So I am going to fold burnish, and then I'm going to decorate these first. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm going to do it separate because I want to be able to cover my little glue tabs. Now what I could do, if I show you here, so I can put one panel on there and one panel on there, assemble it, and then we're just going to have to manipulate. Oh, I need another two, don't I? Craig, you Wally. You Wally, and that was 2 3/4. Okay, that's good. All those layers for the inside will fit on a 12 by 12 sheet, just in case you want to know. Right, let's bring in our glue. Let's work our way around. So let's pop that. So the panel with the glue tab, we can put one on there just now and press, and same with this one. Add that on, and that can go into there and press. So let's add our glue onto our glue tab. I'm going to turn it that way to make it easier for myself. like so. And then we're just going to press and hold for a second, let that grab. You can use your red liner tape if you want. Or your tape runner. So that one now, I can put my strip on. Like so of that. There we go. Press that in. Just means when you're looking in, you're not going to see white. And then this time, again, we're going to go in with our glue tab. Sit that over. We're just going to realign and then press. And give that a rub, really press down for that to hold. And now we're going to lift, and then at this point we're going to go in with our glue and our layer, and we're just going to then pop that in. Just move that, wiggle that, get it where we want. And then once I'm happy, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to press again. And then that is our first cube of our layer. And we've got our pattern paper inside, just making it a little bit prettier. Then we're going to do exactly the same when it comes to these ones here. So fold and burnish. And then we're going to fold and burnish. We're going to do that with all of these. So let's pop that on, pop that on, pop that on, and then pop that on. So if we bring these in, and then our squares, like so. So we're going to go that one can go into there. Tell you what we could do, we can glue these two together just now. Like so, I'm just using my glass mat as well as a way just to line up. Let's press that in. And our next one, I would certainly say it's definitely worth spending that little bit of time and doing your layer in the middle. As you can see from this, you don't need to go to town with the mats and layers, because trust me, if I could, I would. I think it's obvious I like my mats and layers, but for something like that, you don't have to. Let's add that on, and then let's add that on, and press that into place. And then come on with our last square. Turn that around, bring that in, being the tacky glue means we can move that into place. Slide that in, and then just press that down. And then there's one of our little cubes. And what I was meaning is, if we go like that, then that's going to cover the base. So we didn't actually need two rectangles. We only need one or two for each section. That one and then that one, because then the cube's going to come like that. So hopefully that makes sense. If it didn't make sense before, hopefully that makes sense now. So we've got that cube, and then we're just going to do the same with this one. So let's just join these ones together. Like so. I'm going to take a drink. I'll probably have to nip down because I only planned to be about an hour or so, and I'm already about an hour and 10 minutes in. Which I don't mind, but I just didn't bring any more juice with me, so I'm going to have to nip downstairs in real time and fill up my juice. So let's do this one. And then I'll nip downstairs and get some more juice. There's that. Into that one. And there we go, we're going to press. And then we're going to add that in. Oh, no, we're not. Not yet, Craig. You're getting ahead of yourself. Let's add our glue tab first. There we go. And then we're going to come in with our last panel. And that one can slip and slide into there. Like so. And then there's our second cube. So there's our second cube that we've got there. And then we've got our main box, which will go like that. Just shortly, you can see there. I'm going to move that out the way. What I am also going to do is I'm going to get a drink. I'm also going to get a cup of tea as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pop, have I got a plain one on? I'm going to put this into place, and then I'll be back just in a couple of minutes because I'm going to go and boil the kettle. So I will be back in a moment. here we go. That's it. I've got filled up with juice or flavoured water, and I've got my cup of tea as well. I really need to get a graphic made up just saying back in 5. There we go. Actually, let's put my tea at the side of me here, because if I put it over there, I'll not drink it. Right, let's crack on where we will... So let's bring in... do I assemble first? Yes, I'm going to, on this occasion, I'm going to assemble first of all. So let's take our first cube. So on one of the squares of our cube, you're going to add your adhesive. Now you can kind of decorate with the layers separately, but to avoid, for myself, any confusion as to popping the squares on the wrong place, I'm just going to come along and then I'm just going to align that in along the base just into there. And then the thing is as well, what it'll also do, I'll line up the sides along the bottom and press. So once again, on one of the squares, so let's say this one here, I'm going to add, so I'm just going to make sure that, because I don't want my, so there we go. So I've got, where I've got the join, I want that to be flush at the back. So it's this one that I want. Add that on there. And yeah, there we go. So once again, I'm going to go to line up against the left and along the bottom. What I'm going to do just before that's fully dried. Yep. Perfect. All lined up, so let's press that in. And we're going to hold. And then we open it up. We've got our triple pop out cube that we can see here. Just going to make sure, I'm just missing a bit of glue towards that end. So let's just press that, add that little bit of glue back in. And then we're going to hold. There we go. Press that, press that. So for these back panels here, we're going to come along and we're going to add these in. We're going to add that on. And then if you want to write your message or that, what I would do, instead of it doing pattern paper, I would just do white cardstock and then the canary yellow and the black. So at least then you can write onto the back. Let's work our way around. And that one into there. And we're going to hold and we're going to press. Let's take my cup of tea. And then we're going to press. And then that's now our back panel done, that we can see there. I do like that contrast, the difference of pattern paper on each side. I'm glad I didn't have enough of that same yellow. And now this time what we can do is let's bring in all of our cubes here. Now we're going to start to build. So let's add that. And that one can go into there. And we're going to press that in. I'm going to do our next one. And then we're going to press. And then let's press, letting that grab. And once that's grabbed, there is our top two done. And then we're going to follow all the way along with the other ones. to there. We're just going to line that so we've got a nice layer all the way round, a nice matting layer all the way round. I'm going to add that on. Each time just making them straight. And press that in. I'm going to press with my hands. It's what God gave us, so let's use them. And as you can start to see, there's that part. See the difference with the black that gives you. Just don't ever be scared to use black, because it looks fab. Press that. Now we're going to go for the bottom. I'm going to try and make sure I go right to the edge with my glue this time. Hold that, press that. And then we're going to come in with it. Last one for the front. And then the last two I'm still going to put on the base, because it's going to help stabilise it even more. Hold and press. So we open that and then open up. We can now see how that's coming together. I'm just going to press that in. I think I've got a squeaky water bottle. And then the last two. Press in. Miss some glue there at the bottom again. Just add that on. Around the edge. Into place. And if you're doing it for a girl, just follow exactly what I've done here. The only difference is the colours that you're going to choose. Unless it's a little girl that loves yellow. And then we've got our cubes. You can see we've got our cube now. So it's coming together, so let's press. Make sure it's nice, strong and it's sturdy. And then we can go in with our alphabets. I'll probably do A, B, C, D, E. I'll do A, B. Might do A, B, C, D. Might do 4. And then there we go. So yeah, so it might do A, B, C, D. And then on the front, might do It's a Boy or something like that on the front. So let's set that out the way, and then let's take our alphabet dies. So let's A, B, C, D. Yeah. A, B, C, and is that D? Yes, it is. So for that one, A, B, C, D, let's do canary again. So A, B, C and D. Let's bring in my low tack tape to tape down. There and then there. And then go in with my plates. Because it's Centura Pearl and you've got the little floral detail, I'm going to use the full plate configuration, so frosted and magnetic. And then as that one's coming around or coming out, we'll bring that out. And actually, maybe we'll do drop shadow on gold. A and B. So let's just have a quick look. A, B. No, I'm still going to do black. Black drop shadow. It's just going to tie in all perfectly. You can change it, of course. C and D. A, B, C and D. Take my tape and reuse that. Take my A. Flip that over and then let's see how many of these bits I can use up. A and we'll get a B. Or will that just, oh I might, oh just, it's nice and satisfying when that happens, isn't it? All fits in, just and no more. Let's run that one through. And then as that one goes through, we'll do our drop shadow. So A, B, C, D. And let's do, might just do a love heart actually. Might not do any sentiment, because then you can add the sentiment that you want. Let's take that out. And then that out. Let's get my pokey tool for these little bits. There we go. It's that one, that one. Pop the C out. Pop that one out. And then B. So let's bring these in. I'm going to do the yellow on the top. So tacky glue. And then I'm going to do my drop shadow to the, I'm going to come down to the bottom right hand corner like I usually do. So there's the A, and I need the B. I'm going to sketch that on. Overlay that and then move that into place here. And here's the B. We need the C. Let's bring that in. Here's the C. I'm just going to hold and press that for a second. And then bringing in the D. Add our glue. Or your own choice of adhesive. Add that. Bring that down. Little shadow. And then there we go. A, B, C and D. So we've got that nice floral design. Let's bring that back in. So we're going to do A and B. Now these, because it's going to fold flat, I'm going to keep these flat. Can add your foam pads if you want, but I'm going to keep it flat. I'm going to go A, move that in. I'm going to go B. We're going to add that all the way around. So do A, B, let's hold and press. And then, actually I might do, yeah, let's do that. Let's do the C and the D on the bottom panel. Add that on all the way around there. Bring that into place here. And then if I bring in my dies from the original template library, which are just to the side of me, if I bring them in, and do the love hearts. Actually, let's do the circle and the love heart, because I can do that, yep, that and that. Do I want that? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I'm going to do, let's do, so for the back layer, because that will be a lot, if I was to do that black, that would be a lot of black for that circle. So I'm not going to do that. For that back layer, we're going to do within the yellow gingham. And then for the actual heart, we'll do in canary. So we'll do that there. And then we'll do that there. That can go there, that can go there. And then we can come in with our canary. Which is what I might do. Yeah, I know. Let's do that. And another bit of the canary. But I'm still going to do it in black and do a black drop shadow. It's just going to tie it all in together. Just going to finish it off like that. Let's bring in, I've got any tiny bits of black, Centura Pearl. There we go, that'll just work, just fit. There's that. And then there's that. Will I don't know if I'm going to do it or use it, but I'm going to cut it anyway, just so I've got them cut ready to use if I want to. And that is my favourite, and that's Hello, and that's from our 2022 advent calendar. If I pop that out, as I say, I'm not sure if I'll use it. I might do, so therefore let's have it ready in case, because I can't decide if at the moment if I want a sentiment or not. Just can't decide. So let's pop it out. And then let's bring our hearts. And then the hearts you could run through embossing folders if you want to. Add texture to it. Let's do our drop shadow there. And then our drop shadow here. And then we're going to pull down. And there's our two hearts. I'm going to do the hello anyway, just so that I've got it. And add that on. Because it could be that you've done baby, B-A-B-Y, and that could have been hello baby. So the circle, I'm going to add on flat and into the middle. Same with that one here. Press that on, and then let's come along with a few foam pads. And add this on. I'm going to keep that straight like that. Take these off. And pop that on here. And I'll lift that up. And then we've got A, B, C, D. Yeah, I don't know if I want that. Hello. Nah. You can always add it to the back if you want to, or add it to the inside, but I'm not going to. I'm going to, let's do, I'm trying to think. Let's take something missing. Looking for, I do have bright yellow ribbon in my box of delights. Here we go. So the ribbon that I've got here, bright yellow. I think is it sunflower, or maybe it's daffodil, I think. Anyway, it's from Sticks 2 as well. So if I do 2 little bows, just for the love hearts. Press, pull, like so. Let's bring in my scissors. Neaten that up in a second. Just work my way around. Like so. A little bow. And a little bow. This can go there. And then if I do this roughly to the same size, roughly to the same size, just in here, or maybe actually, yeah, if I do it that way. And then let's take some tiny petals from Dreamies. Let's bring in my silicone, and let's also bring in, here we go, a little pokey tool that I use just for silicone. And just take that bit out, pop a little bit into there. Now if you've got a Craiglairdcc glue gel, then of course you can use that. I'm going to pop that into there, and that into there, like so. And then last but by no means least, let's get my pickup tool. So let's have a look. So if I do, let's do 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then do 1, 2, and then 3. Space them out a little bit. 1, 2, and then 3. So a lot of this is going to be quite symmetrical, which if you know me, you're not going to be shocked at, because I like symmetrical. So then that one, let's do 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Just picking up that one. Do 1, 2, and then 3. Let's then budge and move that in. Oh, I've moved that. Let's move that back. And I've moved that one. There we go. Let's put that on. that on there. And then that onto there. This looks like a white pencil. It's actually a pickup pencil. It sticks twos as well. I'll pop that into the link in the video. Let's just flatten these. Pick them up, he says. I really need to sharpen this. There's that one, and then last three. And then that'll be us done. Oh, I need to do my glue. 1, 2, 3. What have I? Oh, I've done the glue at the wrong. Have I done the glue groove? What was I going to do? Oh no, I was right enough. Take that off, because I was going to do it there, wasn't I? That one. And then that one. And then, there we go. Finished with that one. Of course, I need to let the petals dry. But there we've got our cube. A, B, C, D would work well for a baby, you know, baby boy or a baby girl, but going with that colour because it's a perfect one for a unisex. Going in with the plaid pads, the canary Centura pearl, and also the black Centura pearl. Used our new floral alphabets, the heart die, circle die. That's from our original template library, and the actual template for this project here being, what's it called again? Triple pop-up cube card we've got there. And that was from our expansion pack 6, which is the red template. Use sticks to ribbons as well as adhesives, and the little black pearls. These are from Dreamies there. And then there we go. Now I'm not going to do it completely flat because the glue's still wet and the silicon's still wet. But if you fold it up that way, it's going to then go into a 6x6 size. So I would come along and make a little box for it, or you can come along and make an envelope box for it. And then you can fit that inside as well. Decorated the inside just to finish it off. And that yellow gingham cardstock that I used to construct is from Sticks 2 as well. So there we go. Let's turn that around like so. So let's show you there. Let's go that way. And then there we go. We've got our angle. And in actual fact, there we go. There we've got our A, B, C and D. Let's come a bit closer into there. A, B, C, D. The love hearts. And there we go. So that one was Project 9 from our expansion pack 6, which is the red template, which if you're watching round about the time that I put this video out, it is on the website, but it'll sell out very quick as they usually do. But there we go. Hopefully you enjoyed that one. That was a good, just under a 2-hour tutorial there. So thank you so much for tuning in and watching this tutorial. As I say, if you haven't already, please do subscribe, hit that bell notification, and then if you like that video, then of course it is appreciated if you give me a thumbs up. Hope you enjoyed it. As I say, I will be back again very, very soon for another tuition and another tutorial right here on my Crafter's Companion YouTube channel. Until then, we'll see you again. Bye.